While my goats are eating this morning, I was sure tickled to see this. I was going to come up here and check anyway to see if the water was still coming here, but it is. And I can, look at that, I can play with it here. There's its supply. So that water is coming all the way on a perfect contour, essentially, around that hill from back here in the woods. And it's not a terribly powerful flow either. But you see what it's doing? I was hoping for this because I'd like to show how the work I did last year would make it so this will all irrigate pretty easily if I can keep a supply of water like that. I see the Grand Canal still getting water from that cloth that I put over Court Weir. I've opened some hatches. I think I opened a hatch in there, and I did this one so I could start playing with making that area into a garden. I spoke about that already. And I opened 2 or 3 more out there too, because I could just work from the far end and bring it back across again, but since it's on a perfect contour, I can open hatches in a bunch of places. Of course, every hatch takes a little bit of the water away. Remember the blue water wheel? I found and repaired a pretty major leak at the weir that supplies this. I call that Adam Weir. And it's making quite a difference. I found that in the morning. Do you see how my zonjas are coming on perfect contours? The water's only running because I haven't got the ends blocked up. But I'm gradually blocking those ends up so that it'll brim further back. It's one thing to run water right through it, and something else to have it brim so it irrigates on the surface. Now it irrigates underneath through the groundwater. This is my solution for going around that tree. I'll build something permanent eventually. Oh, I've got a good supply since I fixed that leak. There I immediately turn it back, and since it's getting a little tight, I could run that zonja on, I may someday, and then I drop it down to the next zonja and drop it down to the next zonja and tune them up. I think I'm going to start a zonja halfway down that flow right there to go out through that dry area. But this time of year, the ground that isn't irrigated gets just like cement. So you can only add to the zonja inches at a visit. That's where I was standing. Now, since I spoke about that, I thought, well, I might as well go ahead and do it right now. It takes a shovel, not a hoe here, because you'll see how hard it is. But I'll start this zonja right now. There, that took about 5 minutes, maybe 10. But it would take a lot more now because I hit the hard ground. Now I'd be digging it out. I was just sort of moving the ground. But the next time I come back, this will be softer, that'll be softer, and I'll keep moving it in each direction. As you've maybe seen me do elsewhere if you followed these videos, I could open a hatch right up there to soften that. Maybe I should. Maybe I will. And then a hatch right here as well, to soften it ahead of where I am. I think I'll do that. I'm also going to repair, well, tuning. I'll go along tuning here. I do that every morning. But tuning is like things like this. Wherever there's a ripple, like there or there, I'll use the hoe to pull the soft mud over that to make it so it more truly brims universally. Yeah, I'm going to open those hatches. There. I maybe should have moved that one a little bit further away. And while I was at it, I closed the main hatch here, or at least shortened it a good, or closed it partially. That'll make this fill a little bit more, and it'll start to irrigate where I'm standing. I might as well, it's easy enough done. And you see now I've got two places that deltas are going to build up. And before there was just one. I certainly could open up a whole lot of, well, not a whole lot, but a few hatches right along there to irrigate this. And I might maybe later. But for now I'm just enjoying how much water is getting that far. And I certainly am enjoying how green this is all staying because it's irrigated. Now this has been irrigated all spring, often with too much water. And what's making it so green really is this smartweed. That isn't palatable to the pigs, but it's never there at the end of the year. I mean, in the winter, something happens to it. Maybe they eat it when it gets to be ripe, I'm not sure. This, of course, is a volunteer willow. Not sure what kind yet. Those I had planted. That's a weeping willow, which never really did well, because I think because of where it was planted. There's another volunteer willow. I've been studying some about just what to do with these willows, and I think, oh well, I'm sure they're an asset. The apple tree. Now see, the water stopped here. You can see the memory though of it, and it hasn't stopped for long. Why? It's because there must be a leak developing up at that weir, which I call Jeffrey Weir. You see, it should be coming out here. Well, there's a trickle, but I can do better than that. But I'm going to go get better boots, and I'll go up there with the intent to stay for a half hour or more to repair that one. I'm not going to do it right now. It may seem strange, but I think you'll be able to see this with the camera. That's an old flower garden that I had here set up on a contour. I'm going to say 20 years ago, since it's been tended to and hasn't been watered. My son uses a hose to irrigate his little private garden. But he wouldn't need to. I could give him a fountain. But anyway, do you see the green and the gray? You can still see that the ground remembers where I had those contours. I had that water going the whole way around behind the cherry tree house and beyond to meet actually on the same level, I'm going to say within inches of the Western Canal.